Whatever time it is you guys are tuning in, welcome back to the Time Our Show. And for those of you who are new and those of you who have already visited and you've been coming, you guys already know what the deal is. This is what we do. We start off with this declaration and with this statement over our lives because this is all about purpose. This is all about destiny. We're doing purpose together. So the first thing we want to do is we want to give ourselves permission to be free, okay? Okay. I want you to say it with me and I want you to say it to yourself and I want you to really mean it because these are not just words that you are saying to yourself. This is a declaration that you are making over your life to yourself, okay? So I want you to say this with me. I give myself permission to be free. Say it again. Just take a moment. Just take it in. Really mean it. I give myself permission to be free. Come on, say it with me one more time. I give myself permission to be free. I give myself permission to be free because that's what it's all about. When you're moving into purpose, you have to give yourself permission to go forward unapologetically with no fear. Okay, today we're going to talk about forgiveness. Self-forgiveness, actually. So the Thai nugget for today, it's going to be self-forgiveness. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. So when we're talking about giving ourselves permission to be free, there are so many different areas that we need to work on, that we need to be free from, that we find ourselves in some form, shape, fashion of bondage or captivity in, right? It looks completely different for everybody. It resonates different for everybody. The color is different. The sound is different. Everything about it is different, right? So let's talk about this freedom thing in the area of forgiveness because that is a huge part. A huge part of being free is being able to forgive others as well as yourself. Now, what I have found in my own personal experience with having to forgive others is that a lot of times I will forget to forgive myself. Now, the first time I noticed this was when there was a situation that happened in my life. I had to forgive this person, and I forgave them. Completely, heart clear, canceled their debt, they owed me nothing. But yet there was still this sting, there was still like this tinge of something that I was feeling in my heart. And I'm like, what is that? Because I know I've forgiven this person. So what is that I'm feeling? There was something that was still very unsettled within me, right? So when I began to really do some soul searching and seek a deeper revelation, what I came to find out was that I had not forgiven myself. Because see, a person can only have the power which you give them. No one can take power from you unless you willingly give it over, okay? And a lot of times when we give our power away or pieces of ourselves away, we don't forgive ourselves for it. And for whatever reasons we did it, whether it's insecurity we're dealing with, or if the root is shame or unworthiness, whatever the root reason may be, we have to forgive ourselves for it. We have to forgive ourselves for allowing ourselves to be treated like that, to be mishandled, being taken advantage of, and then we gotta forgive ourselves for giving away the key to our heart to the wrong person, for entertaining situations, circumstances, and people where they didn't see our value or our worth. I want you to just do a self-reflection right now, and I want you to think about those people, those situations and circumstances that still have debt hanging over their heads. And you know you haven't forgiven them if they still have debt hanging over their heads. If there is something in the back of your subconscious mind or in the forefront of your brain that is saying, you still owe me this, you still owe me an apology, you still owe me that money, you still owe me, you still owe me, you still have to pay because what you did wasn't right. You have debt over their head. The first part of forgiving someone is canceling their debt. They owe you nothing when you have truly forgiven them. Not even an apology. Some people will come back and apologize, and if they do, that is amazing. I mean, it's always great to get an apology, to get closure, you know, whatever that may look like for you. But sometimes you may not get that. So what happens when you don't get that apology? What happens when you don't get that closure? What, are you not going to forgive? So forgiveness can't be based on what we're going to receive. It's just like when you do something for someone, do it with no expectation. Do it because you want to, out of the kindness of your heart, not because you're expecting something in return. Because what if you never get that thing in return? And you base everything that you do and you give off of getting something back. Always have a spirit of servitude. There's something so powerful about having a spirit of servitude. Yes, sometimes you do get something back in return, but we should always be in a place of servitude. Then we're not disappointed when we don't get that response that we were looking for or that apology. So your forgiveness cannot be based off of the debt that you are holding over a person's head. It has to come out of the willingness of your heart to say, you know what, I forgive you and I extend grace and mercy to you. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and I'm not saying that whatever that person did was right, but this is not for them. This is for you. This is for you. This is for your freedom, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And why did I say physically? Because anger and unforgiveness, bitterness, envy, all of that stuff will rot you from the inside out. You want to release those things because your body holds those things. And when you don't release them over a period of time, they can manifest as sickness and illness in different forms. Whole other conversation. But you want to forgive so that you can walk in freedom. But if you're trying to hold somebody else in bondage, there's no way you can be free. You have to give what you want to receive. So if you want freedom, you have to give freedom. If you want grace, you have to give grace. If you want mercy, you have to be merciful. Because we're farmers, we're always planting seeds. We're always planting seeds, whether it be by word, action, or deed, but there is always seed going in the ground. So you reap what you sow. So put in the ground what you want to receive back as in harvest. So I want you to really do a self-reflection, if not in this moment, sometime today, sometime tonight, sometime this week. And I want you to write a list of people that you still are struggling with forgiveness with, and I want you to forgive them because you are doing it for yourself, not for them. And then after you forgive them, I want you to forgive yourself. And I want you to say, I give myself permission to forgive myself. I give myself permission to forgive myself. I don't want to live with these chains and these shackles no more. I don't want to live in this mental or emotional bondage no more. Do not put yourself in a prison. Choose to be free today. So, your homework for the week, make a list of those names. And I want you to go through it. Don't rush through this process. Take your time. I want you to think about it. I want you to process it. I want you to cry if you need to. I want you to feel whatever you need to feel. But don't stay there. Don't camp out there. Don't build a house there. Do not put a bed there. Always allow yourself to feel what you need to feel and process what you need to feel, but do not live there. You've got to keep it moving, but you do want to process it out so that you're not carrying baggage with you. So, your time nugget for today is forgive others and forgive yourself. Don't forget to forgive yourself. So before we go, let's say it one more time, guys. I give myself permission to be free. I give myself permission to be free. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in, for joining in. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your hopes, your dreams, your desires, anything else you guys want to talk about. If you want to continue this conversation, please leave the comments below. Please share with me your thoughts and your ideas, what you're thinking about. I want you to continue on this journey with me. Join the journey with me. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm praying that you have the strength and the courage